As the country mourns the death of Nigeria's former goalkeeper of the Green Eagles, now called Super Eagles, across 3 decades, Peter Fregene, who died at a protracted illness at the Delta State University Teaching Hospital, Ogara, the senior football team he played for, the Nigerian Super Eagles, are still stranded in Libyan airport since their arrival. According to reports, it is a deliberate attempt by Libyan authorities to frustrate the football team, which will be playing them tomorrow. Joining us now is Tilewa Adebajo, Chairman, Stationery Stores Football Club of Lagos. Good morning, and good to see you in a different light, wearing a different hat, or shall I say jersey, this morning. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Well, Tilly, at other times when you came here, you were talking economics, all right? Either about the CBN Act, Section 38, and ways and means. But here you are wearing a different cap, as you alluded to, yes, as chairman of Stationery Stores. Two things. Our condolences on the passing of the flying card, Peter Fregene, at the age of 77. He played for Stationery Stores. And then the second issue, mentioned in that introduction, has been the humiliation of the Super Eagles by Libya. And we discussed those details before you came in. Does CAF, does it have the teeth to bite and to impose sanctions? And what should the Nigerian government do now that William Truss Ekong is saying that the Nigerian government should come to their rescue?
Well, I think we should make this a diplomatic incident. That's number one. I think our ambassador in Libya should get to the matter right away, and we also should make a complaint here, and we should call the Libyan ambassador to Nigeria for discussions. And more importantly, I think we should not only talk to CAF about this, but we should also talk to FIFA, because it's a modern era. In days gone by, when we didn't have the media, it was difficult for you to find out what was going on, and these are old tactics that a lot of teams used to employ in order to frustrate teams and all that. But, you know, the most significant part of this for me was the fact that I understand that the aircraft was on its final approach into Benghazi airport when it was diverted to a regional airfield where they are now being held for unknown reasons, because it's not possible for a team to be going to play a match in Libya without them clearing all the diplomatic protocols in terms of, you know, visa and all those sorts of things. And even if they don't have visas, you extend them the courtesy of giving them their visas on arrival, but not to hold them for this long. So it's a shame, but I think at the end of the day, the sanctions that CAF, and not only CAF but FIFA, will impose on the Libyan FA is going to be very punitive.
All right, so let me ask, NFF reports just this morning have said NFF is looking to withdraw the team and, if possible, have them come back to Nigeria. William Truss Ekong and a few of them had complained about this and said they might not even be in the form, whether mentally or physically, to play that game, you know, against Libya. Is this the right move to make? Or, like Oksabati said earlier, should they stay and teach Libya a lesson in terms of staying to play the game?
Well, I think the rules are very rigid in terms of this, because there's a big schedule. But with this sort of incidents, I think that we might look at a replay, or they might actually, because these players have to be back in their clubs by the weekend. So another day delay might be something they might look at, but I think right now the decision now has to be with CAF. So CAF will make the final decision on this.
So another question I'd like to ask is, you as chairman of Stationery Stores, I'm sure at some point you faced a lot, Stationery Stores faced a lot of this back in the days, especially when they were playing continental tournament.
Yes, yes.
Can you share some of the experiences and what you did at that point in time? And I want to segue into a proper tribute for Fregene and the need to be able to get like an insurance policy for these footballers, because Chief Odegbami had to come out and say Fregene was dying, and the sad one, he finally died. Maybe if something had been done earlier,
well,
would have had this.
You wouldn't expect at the international level, at this day and age, for something like this to happen. But in those days, what we did was that we had advance parties and we had decoys. We pretend that we're staying in one place and we actually know where we're staying. So when we get on ground, we know exactly where we're going, and sometimes the teams arrive in batches. So, but there are tactical ways by which you can avoid this. But at this stage, at this level, this is completely unacceptable. And, you know, we've gone beyond this. And definitely something like this should not be happening. Peter Fregene. Peter Fregene was somebody that I knew growing up. I think I've sent quite a lot of pictures of the early days of Peter when he was. Peter was one of the players of Stationery Stores that won Challenge Cups. And this team, as you see, is one of the greatest teams in the history of Nigeria. 10 of these players played for the national team on a regular basis. They were the darling of Lagos and the darling of Nigeria. In 1968, they went to the Olympics in Mexico. This is a photograph of their trip as they were just about to depart for the Olympics. And they played the giants of Brazil, including Pele, and they held them to a 3-3 draw, which was there. Then this is a picture when I was young with the FA Cup.
Where are you in that picture?
I'm the one holding the ball, and those are
Which ball?
Please, can we see that picture again?
Yeah,
So not the
look,
cup.
let me see what Tilly looked like.
There's a cute baby.
Yeah.
This is
the previous picture,
Anyway,
please.
This is
in
Peter
those days,
Fregene.
You were Omar Babolu.
So that was Peter Fregene there. So my father was very close to his players, and these players were very much integral part of our household. Yeah, so I'm the one holding the ball. And those are my brothers with the Challenge Cup, of the FA Challenge Cup that Stores had won, and Peter was part of the team that had won this trophy then. So they were all the football players then were an integral. This is Peter Fregene in orange. In the days, and you can see the stadium, how full it is, not like today.
Not like today.
Yeah, so then football was the sport. I mean, if you didn't get to the stadium by 12-1, you were not going to get a seat. So these were players that were very dear to my dad's heart, and they were an integral part of our family. And they were family members. I mean, we looked at them like family members. We called them uncle. We all knew all of them, and we grew up with all of them. All throughout the time. And, you know, at this point, I want to thank a lot of people who've supported Peter over the years. First of all, Uncle Shegun Odegbami. He's been fantastic. Femi Otedola, Dr. Mike Adenuga, Peter Onyenma, Alan Oyema of Air Peace, and also Raji Fashola, former governor of Lagos. Yes, and also the current governor of Lagos, Jide Sanwo-Olu, who has been extremely supportive of Peter all throughout the challenges that he's had. So it is a sad day because if you take a look at the pictures that we saw there, there's only one player left alive, and that's Uncle Muewa Oshode, who they call Lucky Boy. So from the great teams of the 60s of Stationery Stores, we only have one player left alive today.
How's Uncle Muewa doing?
He's doing well. He's doing well. So.
Hope there's support for him?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about Stationery Stores today. I mean, you are chairman, you know, legacy institution, the Nigerian League. There's a lot that is happening there. Now, tell us about the challenges you face, and now you have been doing your best to sustain that legacy.
Thank you very much. Stationery Stores was founded in 1950. And it's the oldest surviving club in Nigeria today. But unfortunately, the structure of the Nigerian football does not support football in Nigeria today. 95% of the football teams are owned by state governments, and football is a subsidized business in Nigeria. Currently today, there is zero revenues in our Premier League from TV. In the Premiership, each team receives £100 million a year on TV revenues. Our league is not that structured. We have a new company that has come in to try to restructure the league, to try to bring some challenges into it. But until this league is restructured properly to generate revenues, it's going to be very difficult for teams like us to play. So we have a sponsor, which is Premier Lotto, which you know, Baba Jebu, who's been supporting the team for the last 10 years. But our budget has been capped because they say they can't spend more than this every year. And so we work with that and we play in the lower leagues. to keep the legacy of the club going. We run an academy system and we sell players abroad. So that is really how we've been able to survive in modern day Nigerian football. So it's a big challenge in Nigerian football today.
Well, thank you very much, Tilewa Adebajo, Chairman, Stationery Stores, here today, but popularly known as an economist, CFG Advisory Founder and Chairman.